Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ringside Wrestling Entertainment. This is Joel Perez here, and we are back here once again for another edition of your Mae Young Classic reviews, and we are here today for the coverage of the entirety of round 2 of the Mae Young Classic, and I am very excited to be covering this. I apologize because, mostly in part of my laziness, I was actually aiming to get this up Wednesday morning. It is going up Thursday night because I am an asshole. So probably midnight on Friday. So you can get that right there at your leisure, bro. But this is episodes 5 and 6. I despise the way WWE uploaded the Mae Young Classic. I did not know that the finals, the live finale, was after Smackdown Live on September 12th. I thought it was like September 21st, 20th, somewhere in the 20s, bro. And now I'm watching NXT, the episode where Asuka relinquishes her NXT Women's Championship. And I'm watching the match between Hideo Itami and Cassius Ohno, the street fight they had. Great match there, by the way. And Nigel McGuinness mentions the Mae Young Classic finals going on after SmackDown on September 12th. And I'm like, no, that can't be right. I watch a couple videos, search it up on Google. Yep, the live finals are September 12th. So now I gotta rush these reviews out, and instead of getting them out at my leisure, we're gonna have to get this out a little quicker. And over the weekend, I do expect to have reviews to episodes 7 and 8, whether they are separate or it's one cohesive video. The quarterfinals and the semifinals will be reviewed before Monday Night Raw on Monday. I expect to get them up on Saturday and Sunday over the weekend, whether it is one video or two separate videos, depending on how those episodes go. I also hate how WWE uploaded it because it's spoilerific, bro. It is spoilerific. I cannot go on WWE.com. WWE.com is the source for the pictures that you are seeing, or that you will see at least, when we're talking about the matches, that is. But WWE.com is the source for these pictures, and I also go on there to see fucking Raw results and shit. Just random bullshit that WWE posts on there. I look at it from time to time, right? Because that's just what I fucking do. I'm always in the know, looking if they posted anything but new signees. I know I went on there the other day. I saw they fucking signed, who fucking was it? Donovan Dijak. That was a nice signing from fucking Ring of Honor. So it's interesting to stay updated on WWE.com and the WWE app. And I go on there, and they fucking spoil who is going to be in the fucking finals. They show those little fucking thumbnail pictures on their site, and you pretty much know who's going to be in the fucking finals. So I right now know who is going to be in the finals, and I am so pissed off that I know that, because I did not watch episodes 7 and 8 before I did very well see that picture. So I hate the fact that WWE did not release it like they did the Cruiserweight Classic last summer, where it was round 1, then round 2, like a fucking just week by week spread out like jelly. It would have been even easier if WWE would have released this week round 2 in its entirety, next week one episode in the quarterfinals, and then the week after that the semifinals, and then have your live finale. But, I mean, they just did this in such an ass-backwards way. I did not enjoy that, and that was a big problem I had watching round 2. Besides that, though, round 2 was a lot more exciting than round 1. You got kicked off with that exciting feeling right off the bat. The commentary was immediately better. You can tell that JR and Lita were more invested in the women in the ring. They knew more from watching these first matches they were more invested, and you can tell by round 2 that they were better. Were they good per se? They were better, but I still wouldn't say it was good in that territory they needed to be in. Still a lot of moments of silence, still a lot of exciting match endings that they really didn't put that oomph into and put that excitement, a lot of near falls that really should have been put emphasis on, but there was either silence or it was just a normal calling of a move instead of putting some oomph in your voice when you're calling that move, instead of emphasizing that this could be the end of the matchup. There were still a lot of that, but it was overall better because you can tell that JR and Lita were more excited, and that came off on the broadcast that was round 2, and therefore it felt more exciting, and it was more exciting because you knew who these women were, and it's getting a lot tighter now. You kind of, in these matches, instead of it being, oh, I know she's going to win and I want her to win, it's, damn, I want her to win, but at the same time, I would love to see her move on as well. So that's kind of the feeling I got, and that by default made it more exciting. That by default made you more invested in the matches. Just the tournament aspect of it as a whole is now coming into play a lot more, and that made round 2 a lot more of a more exciting episode. The matches were better here. The women in the ring are better here. They chose the right women to move on, and that is seen in round 2 compared to round 1, where a lot of the in-ring was just testing the feel and getting the women who are going to be spotlighted in this tournament forward. So there you go with that. But ladies and gentlemen, this is the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel, and there's so much content to go check out on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. Over 250 videos uploaded on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel, because each and every single week it's Raw reviews, Smackdown reviews, Behind the Mic each and every single Saturday, where we talk about all the news, all the biggest news in the WWE for the week. Episode number 35 was uploaded last Saturday. We were talking about Triple H stating that Roman Reigns has already turned heel. Really? JBL, this was news that made me excited. Probably some of the best news I've heard in regards to wrestling all year. JBL stepping down from Smackdown Live commentating. That sure as hell made me very happy right there, and we're talking about all that on Behind the Mic, so you can make sure to go check out Behind the Mic episode number 35. We do pay-per-view reviews. SummerSlam happened a couple weeks back if you want to go check that out. We do NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3 a couple weeks back if you want to go check that out. And of course now Mae Young Classic reviews. October is coming up, the release of WWE 2K18. Content regarding that game will be up on the channel. It's looking very nice with the new graphics engine. Let's see how it holds up in playability over time, but WWE 2K18 is coming out, and it will be covered. Clearly the gameplay that we use for the Raw and SmackDown reviews, and of course my career modes, all that good stuff. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, make sure to go check out all that other content. If you like what you're hearing here, leave a like on, of course, the fucking YouTube video. And of course, make sure to comment what you thought. If you did watch these 2 episodes of the Mae Young Classic, tell me what you thought of these 2 episodes, 5 and 6 of the Mae Young Classic, down in the comment section below. Because for now, we're going to go straight into the segment by segment, match by match analysis. And we're going to talk about what we've seen here in round 2 of the Mae Young. And we start off here in episode 5 with Rachel Evers versus Abby Layth. This was a pretty decent matchup here to start off the second round. Cassius Ohno was ringside for this match and is apparently Evers' #1 supporter, Rachel Evers. And the story in this match, and that's something you really have to point out in this tournament, there really hasn't been that much story, but it seems as if they're trying to develop a story here with Abby Layth at least in the Cruiserweight Classic. I know a lot of that, and a lot of the investment in the Cruiserweight Classic came in the story that was told by Mauro Ranallo and Daniel Bryan on commentary, with the story of Kota Ibushi and him getting his neck surgery and still continuing to go for these super high spots, and guys like Brian Kendrick coming back to the WWE and trying to get redemption, possibly this being his last chance to make it back into the WWE. TJ Perkins rising from nothing, from being homeless, putting it all on the line to become a professional wrestler and eventually coming in and actually winning the tournament. All this story was there in the Cruiserweight Classic, and really, and this is something that I forgot to say when I was reviewing round one, that really hasn't been evident in this tournament as much. But one thing I did notice here is that they're really putting Abby Laith in there with opponents that are bigger and stronger than her. And clearly in round one, especially, she went against Jazzy Gabbert, who, if you remember Jazzy Gabbert, which if you watch the tournament you probably do, very intimidating look, different look from everybody else in the tournament. WWE, very tall, very muscular, strong looking was Jazzy Gabbert, and Abby Laith had to overcome her in round one. And now Rachel Evers in this matchup, JR and Lita continue to say that Rachel Evers clearly the stronger one in this matchup, and it was going to be interesting to see how Abby Laith overcame the much stronger Rachel Evers, and that's exactly what we saw in this matchup. Saw some beautiful moves from both women, including Evers getting an RKO type move, followed by a senton for a near fall. We saw both women hit bicycle kicks on each other. That set the crowd off right there. Crowd was really in for this matchup, really made it a lot more exciting, and the crowd started chanting women's wrestling. We saw both, or here we are, there was a super near fall here, super near fall. I thought this was over after this one. Rachel Evers hit a Randy Orton type scoop slam, a lot of Randy Orton in Rachel Evers, but she hit a Randy Orton type scoop slam on Abby Laith. Abby Laith kicks out very last moment, super near fall there. Rachel Evers can't believe it. She tries to go for one final kick on Abby Laith. Abby catches the leg, hits her into a power bomb, and of course paying homage to Mae Young like she did in round one. Alligator clutch pin. 1, 2, 3. She defeats Rachel Evers in the round 2 matchup. Abby Laith is going to round 3. It's going to be interesting. I don't know who her opponent is. I do not have it here. But it is going to be interesting to see if they continue this David versus Goliath thing they have going with Abby Laith. One of my favorites right now in the tournament. I can tell you that for sure. Very, very good in the ring. And I like what she's doing in her matches. Wish this match would have gone longer. But okay for now with Abby Laith. Let's move on here. And we move on here to Serena Deeb versus Piper Niven. It was the size difference that told the story in this matchup between Serena Deeb and Piper Niven. This was a very decent matchup, not as good as the matchup that Piper Niven had with Santana Garrett in round 1. That matchup was just very, very good. Probably one of the best matches in round 1, along with Kairi Sane and the matchup she had with, what's her name? I forget now, of course. Tessa Blanchard, there you go. And that match I enjoyed between Mia Yim and the other one. I forget her name now as well. But this was really an uphill battle for Serena Deeb, and clearly, I thought at least, they would keep her in the tournament for a little bit longer because of the fact that she really is coming back to the WWE, this redemption storyline that Brian Kendrick had. But it was in the end, though, where things significantly picked up. Niven hit a splash from the second rope, one of those big man splashes, and with the size of Niven, that looks like a big move. Deeb was surprisingly able to kick out, though. Nevin went to the top, missed a splash, which led me to believe that Deeb had this in the bag. After she missed that big splash, trying to hit a frog splash, I believe, misses it. Deeb goes for the spear. She misses the spear, and Nevin immediately scoops her up. Beautiful Michinoku driver, and wins the matchup. So Nevin continues to win in this tournament. Piper Nevin, I believe, is one of the best women in this tournament so far. Do not sleep on Piper Nevin. I know a lot of people were making fun of her for her size and her look. Piper Nevin, fantastic in the ring. Fantastic in the ring, and I'm glad she's moving on. Serena Deeb, it was nice to see her back, but at the same time, she really wasn't offering what Piper Nevin did in the ring, and Piper Nevin's going to go on in this tournament and put on some good fucking matches, and I cannot wait to see that. Piper Nevin moves on to round 3 in the Mae Young Classic. We move on here to Princesa Suhei versus Mercedes Martinez, and Lita was saying that this is a match she wanted to see because these are the two most experienced women in this tournament. And I'm like, all right, these are the two most experienced women in this tournament. This should be a good fucking match. Princesa Suhei really disappointed. Really disappointed. She was in the ring with Kaylee Ray in round 1, and I'm thinking, all right, Kaylee Ray, not as good in the ring. I understand where that match was a little scrappy and not as good as it should have been, but now that she's in the ring with a Mercedes Martinez, she should be doing something good. Because we know Mercedes Martinez, from what I've seen of her, she can put on a good match. But Princesa Suhei, haven't seen it yet. Or at least I haven't seen what makes her spark. She was wearing that Wonder Woman homage costume right there, but this was a decent match, but not as good as it could have been. Not as good as it should have been. This was marketed as the two most experienced women in the tournament going against each other. There was a lot of slow lull periods in this matchup, with Suhei managing to lock in the armbar, and it looked brutal. It really did. Suhei tweaked on that fucking arm like it was a chicken bone, bro. Holy shit. And Martinez, despite the fucking way Suhei tweaked her arm, she somehow didn't tap out and was able to get out of the armbar and hit the Fisherman Buster to win the match. But one thing that I had to notice was Martina holding her arm, which could, and if you want to build story in this tournament, should lead to future rounds where Martinez will be holding that arm and it will be a fucking burden on her. Martinez is a heel, so I don't know how much she's going to sell that and how invested you're going to get in Martinez. If she does really pull out the arm injury kind of fucking, this is going to be harder for me type deal. But she is going against Abby Lath. I do have that down in my notes. She's going against Abby Lath in the next match in the tournament. So that's going to be interesting to see how that turns out. Actually, that was fucking spoiled for me. I do know who's moving on in that matchup, but I'm not going to spoil it for you guys because I am a good seed, right? Ha 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 ha. Like, comment, subscribe, motherfuckers. Ha ha. I'm an asshole. But that is besides the point. Mercedes Martinez move on. I do think Mercedes Martinez should be the one to move on. Looks to be the one that's a lot more talented. I like her heel character. And Princesa Suhei really did not show me a lot in this tournament when she could have and should have in this match with Mercedes Martinez. But we are going to move on here to the final match of episode 5. We move on to what I can safely say in my mind is the best match in this tournament so far. Kairi Sane versus Bianca Belair. And Bianca Belair, I looked at her in her qualifying match and in the match she had in round 1, and I'm like, Bianca Belair, clearly they want to put a focus on her in this tournament, but she doesn't seem to be that good in the ring. She's only been wrestling for about a year. They highlighted that on commentary. But the match she put on with Kairi Sane, and this either speaks to the fucking in-ring ability of Kairi Sane that she can bring someone who is so green with only 1 year of wrestling experience to such a good match, or it speaks to the skill of Bianca Belair and the promise that Bianca Belair will have in the future. But in this match, you absolutely saw why Kairi Sane is a fucking star, bro. Holy shit. What a good fucking match. Best match in the tournament so far. After I saw this match, I was just like, wow. Shit just got good, bro. Shit just got good. The story in this match was the inexperience of Belair and how she would go toe-to-toe with clearly the more experienced, the favorite, Kairi Sane. But the advantage of Bianca came over Sane in the strength department because multiple times in this match, Kairi Sane would be outpunched, outpowered by Bianca Belair. And the amazing personality, bro. The amazing personality. And this is why I state, and a lot of people state, that Kairi Sane will be the one to win this tournament and to possibly replace Asuka if they don't give that to Ember Moon. But she will replace Asuka on NXT as this dominant champion, bro. Because she definitely has the charisma and the personality within her. And you see it when in this matchup, Bianca blew her a kiss. She grabs the kiss in midair, caught it, threw it on the ground, and stomped all over it. Absolutely amazing personality when you can work and get the crowd invested. After that, Kairi Sane had to be all eyes and all ears on this matchup because I was just like, that is absolutely hilarious and creative. I was laughing my fucking ass off. I'm like, she is a fucking star. She is a fucking star, and I saw it right there. There was a point in this matchup where Bianca Belair, very fucking aggressive. You've gotta love the aggression. And Bianca Belair just started whiplashing Kairi, and the sound of Bianca's hair, bro. Holy shit, over and over and over and over again. She starts whipping Kairi with her hair. It looked absolutely brutal. Bianca played a great aggressor in this matchup, and it told a great story when you saw the more aggressive side of Kairi Sane come out for the first time in this tournament. In the first matchup, it's kind of like, hi, I'm Kairi Sane, I'm just here doing my thing, doing all the moves, getting all my moves in. In this match, you really saw the aggression come out of Sane, and that's when this thing got good. There was a super near fall here, where Bianca hit a beautiful 450 splash, and somehow, some way, Kairi kicked out. I was just like, holy shit, bro. Holy shit, bro. That fucking got Kairi back on her feet for the comeback. And when Bianca went for the spear, her finisher, straight into the turnbuckle, that allowed Kairi to hit the axe kick, followed by a forearm onto a down Belair in the corner. When Belair still got up, Kairi hit a thunderous backhand. You heard that shit across the arena, no doubt about it. Backhand slap, and she hit her beautiful elbow drop to win this great match. Best match of the tournament so far. And if I was not sold on Kairi Sane before, I am now. And as for Bianca Belair, this was a great showing for her as well, and I would love to see her continue on NXT because it is very unfortunate, especially after watching this match with all the talent that Bianca Belair displayed in this matchup. It's unfortunate that she's now out of the tournament. That's the unfortunate part of this matchup, but Kairi Sane is moving on, and I'm getting the hype with Kairi Sane. Holy shit, am I getting the fucking hype. Beautiful. Everything what Kairi Sane does. Personality, there. Finisher, there. Presentation, there. I love it. I love it. And this match just went to bookmark that. So for now, let's move on to episode 6 of the Mae Young Classic. And episode 6 is started off by Lacey Evans and Toni Storm. I am not a fan of what Lacey Evans does in the ring. This was a decent matchup, but nothing too crazy here. Nothing too crazy here. This was just moving Toni Storm on, because Lacey Evans, bro, do not know what she was still doing in this fucking tournament. She should have just been one of those people who got squashed and you sent on somebody better, bro. Lacey Evans not that good in the ring. I feel Evans is too green for Toni Storm to lead Evans into a good match. I don't think Toni Storm is that fantastic in the ring where she's going to lead Evans to something fantastic. But I do think that she can put on a damn good matchup, and she still hasn't been given the opponent to do so yet, bro. You can see the star in Toni Storm. But we saw some cool stuff here from Evans, like an elbow where she jumped over the top rope onto Storm. But in the end, Storm hit her finisher, which she calls Zero Storm. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. Did not really enjoy this matchup. There was really nothing too crazy in this matchup. Like you see on the screen there, backbreaker from the second rope, or from the turnbuckles, and that looked cool. Toni Storm really by the books matchup, just another one displaying what Toni Storm is. Lacey Evans, don't know why she even moved on to round 2 here. I mean, you could have really chosen a more talented woman to do so. And Lacey Evans, for some reason, moved on. So, really, nothing crazy here. Nothing too exciting here. But I feel Toni Storm, given the right opponent, which by the final 8, she should and will have the right opponent. And Toni Storm will be having a fantastic showing in this tournament very soon. But for now, really just no interest from me seeing what Toni Storm and Lacey Evans had to do in the ring. Again, Storm wins with the Zero Storm on Evans, which you're seeing right there. It's like a fucking Alabama slam position, except your fucking head is going into the side of fucking Toni Storm's knee. So, good luck with that one, bro. Good luck with that one. Toni Storm, she has a fucking beautiful look, fucking great presentation, like the little fucking hat and the top hat she comes in with, great presentation, and I'd love to see her on NXT, but I mean, so far, not a couple good matches. This match with Lacey Evans, not too good, and the match she had in round 1 wasn't too crazy either, but Toni Storm wins over Lacey Evans here. For now, let's move on round 3, or round 2, episode 6 of the Mae Young Classic, and we move to probably the best match of round 2 here, or not of round 2. That would go to Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler, or Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler. I wish that'd be a fucking crazy match, because after this match, Mia Yim versus Shayna Baszler, we definitely fucking know what Shayna Baszler is fucking capable of. A lot more than we saw in round 1, bro. Holy shit. But the best match, like I was saying before, the best match of round 2 was Kairi Sane and Bianca Belair. But this match was clearly the best match of episode 6. Mia Yim versus Shayna Baszler. It was clear Baszler was going to win this match from the very fucking beginning. But damn, did they give you a fucking ride getting there, bro. Holy shit. I thought we were just coming into this matchup and we were just going to see a fucking squash match. Mia Yim was going to be fucking locked into the chokehold, and it was fucking over. Far from the fucking case. What was very interesting here is that Shayna was making her entrance at ringside, and very visible behind her were Charlotte, Becky, and Bayley. Pay attention that I said that. But Mia Yim brought it to Baszler with the wrestling style, catching, first of all, Mia off guard. Second of all, Shayna Baszler off guard when Mia hit a Hurricane Rana, followed by a Tope Suicida to the outside. Mia Yim actually got a decent amount of offense here. Well, believe it or not, we saw a lot more of what Shayna Baszler is capable of, hitting a bunch of gut-wrench suplexes. Those look nice. But Yim definitely put up a fight even locking in the fucking tarantula on Shayna Baszler at one point. But there was a close call where Mia almost hit a German, but Baszler very beautifully rolled it into an ankle lock, which somehow Mia was able to escape. Mia, she reversed one of Baszler's kicks into a sit-out powerbomb for a near fall, but in the end, it was a 450 splash, with which Baszler, she fucking caught it and so impressively reversed it into a coquina clutch type fucking sleeper hold move. I don't know the name of it, but she reversed it in, and that had Mia Yim tapping out for Shayna Baszler to move on to round 3. And when Shayna Baszler fucking got out of the ring, she went to celebrate with her 4 horsewomen, Ronda Rousey, the other 2, I don't know their fucking names, but she slowly looked to the left, and you had Charlotte, Becky, and Bayley holding up the 4 horsewomen. And then on the other side, they were right across from each other, ringside, you had fucking Ronda and the fucking other horsewomen of the UFC holding up the 4. So, could that be leading to a 4-on-4? But I don't know where Sasha was, but could that be leading to a 4-on-4 between both the 4 horsewomen of WWE and the 4 horsewomen of UFC? I will leave you on that fucking thought, because if you ask me, that is very, very interesting. We move on to Rhea Ripley versus Dakota Kai. There was not much in this matchup, but there was an impressive point in this match where Kai sent Ripley over the top, and she landed on her feet on the outside. But not only that, she got Kai in an electric chair position and sent her chin first into the apron. In this matchup, we definitely saw what Dakota Kai is fucking capable of. In the first round, she went against Kavita Devi, and really, it was just a match dominated by Devi, and we saw 3 moves at the end by Kai, and that was it. But we really saw what she was capable of this time. And in the end, both women, they fought on the top rope, which was a confrontation that Kai won, because when Ripley fell, she fell into the Tree of Woe position, and that allowed Kai to get that Del Rio double stomp on Ripley, and Dakota Kai moves on here. I hear a lot of people saying that Dakota Kai is like the Bayley of this tournament. I can really see that, really going against bigger opponents, just like Abby Leif. But I'm liking Dakota Kai, not too much. Really haven't seen too much from her just yet, where I'm saying how she's pretty good. But Dakota Kai, really someone to look out for in this tournament. Makes it to round 3 here. Rhea Ripley, I'm surprised she didn't make it farther. Really an impressive stature on Rhea Ripley, and I feel like WWE would really like her look. But Rhea Ripley does go on to lose this matchup to Dakota Kai. Double stomp to Ripley, and that allowed Dakota Kai, the Bayley 2.0, as some people are calling her. And I just feel like Bayley was fucking ringside. I don't know. Fucking Bayley and Charlotte and Becky, they were ringside. Then you look while some of the women are making their entrances, and they're fucking gone. Really? They really don't want to watch the fucking matches? They're only put and planted there for the fucking matches they have something to do with? Absolutely makes no sense. But Dakota Kai moves on here to round 3 of the Mae Young Classic. We move on to the final match of round 2, and the final match of episode 6. Really don't know why this was the final match. Usually, for a final match, they leave you with the best match of the night, and they leave you with the most exciting match of the night. And this was neither of those things. If it were me, I would have ended with Mia Yim and Shayna Baszler, because Mia Yim is absolutely fantastic in the ring, and Shayna Baszler and her being one of the 4 horsewomen of UFC, and Ronda Rousey being ringside, and the fact that you were teasing the two four horsewomen groups going against each other. Really, that's the most exciting way you can leave it off, and that's what I would have ended with. But for some reason, they went with Candice LeRae and Nicole Savoy, who are absolutely just, I mean, not worthy of going in the main event of episode 6, the final match of round 2. Just, I don't know why they would position it that way. This was an okay match, really not worthy in any way of being the last match on the show, but Savoy, calling herself the Queen of Suplexes, actually got some fucking suplexes in this matchup, where last time she was in that fucking round 1 match, really did fucking nothing. And I don't know why she moved on. One of those women who I'm just like, well, why? Why? What's the point, bro? But Candice LeRae, she was impressive more last time than she was here in round 2. Really, they just got caught up on the top rope. Super slow, anticlimactic ending where they're both on the top, and it's like a moment of indecision. And Candice LeRae, she did Mrs. LeRae Wild Ride. I don't know why Mrs. LeRae's Wild Ride takes so long to fucking execute. She waits like a good 5 seconds before she does the neck breaker from the second rope. Does not look all that impressive. Do not know why that is her finisher. I would choose a more impactful finisher, but she does hit Mrs. LeRae's Wild Ride, and she pins Savoy, who really had nothing to bring here. Candice LeRae was clearly going to move on, being Johnny Gargano's wife, as you can see in that picture there. Clearly, she was going to move on in this tournament. Savoy had nothing to fucking offer. Queen of suplexes, queen of my fucking ass, bro. No, Nicole Savoy has nothing to offer, and quite honestly, Candice LeRae has nothing to offer either. She fucking faces Shayna Baszler next fucking round. So who do you think is gonna win that confrontation? The measly Candice LeRae or Shayna Baszler, bro? I think we know who the fuck is the winner of that fucking situation. Former UFC, bro. Former UFC 4 horsewoman, bro. But that is besides the point for now. We move on to the closing segments of this review. I hope you enjoyed each and every single thing that you heard here on your reviews of episode 5 and 6, the entirety of round 2, reviewed right here, right now, of the Mae Young Classic. I hope you enjoyed each and every single thing you heard here, and if you did enjoy each and every single thing you heard here, you make sure to like this video and to not miss a single thing on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. Subscribe to the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. So much content that you can go check out. Raw and Smackdown reviews for this week are up if you would like to go check that out. Smackdown, we're talking about all the shit that happened on that show. Shane McMahon suspended indefinitely as the general manager of SmackDown Live. We talk about all that in case you missed the show or want an educated opinion, or both. Monday Night Raw, we're talking about the steel cage match with Strowman, the Battle Royal, or no, Jeff Hardy versus The Miz for the Intercontinental Championship, everything concerning John Cena and Roman Reigns for that week. So make sure to go check out Raw and SmackDown reviews behind the mic, talking about JBL leaving the SmackDown Live commentary booth, Triple H saying that Roman Reigns has already turned heel, so much more right there. So there's a lot of content, pay-per-view reviews, NXT TakeOver reviews, WWE 2K18 content coming. End of the year is approaching. We do top 10s of all sorts in the end of the year. We do top 10 matches for the year, top 10 superstars for the year, top 10 fucking rivalries for the year, bro. We're doing all that at the end of the year, so it's going to be a big time for the Ringside Wrestling News channel, and we're now doing Mae Young Classic reviews as well, just to add that on. But it is a big time for the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel, and there's no better time to subscribe to the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. If you did watch these episodes of the Mae Young Classic, make sure to comment in the comment section below what you thought of these episodes of the Mae Young Classic, because your opinion is so heavily regarded here. And of course, make sure to do all that other stuff I told you. Links to all the videos are in the description below. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Joel Perez of Ringside Wrestling Entertainment. And for now, I am out of here. I will see you very, very soon with reviews for episodes 7 and 8 of the Mae Classic, the quarterfinals, and of course, the semifinals.